The world is so crazy, bro, because I always wonder about, like, the black hate, right? Forward through the infinite, by the way. Small rant. You know, black people are not behind any of the terrible shit going on the planet. Black people aren't behind the price gouging, the mass inflation. They're not behind the poisoning of your food, your air, or your water. They're not behind, like, the terrorism in the world, the mass slaughterings going on, not behind any fucking bombings. Like, majority of government is white, you know? And, like, the Middle Easterners don't consider themselves, like, the Indians, they don't consider themselves black, you know? I find it fascinating because I'm like, the worst shit going on in the planet, the Monsantos, the fake food that's being pushed on everybody, all these vaccines poisoning you while they poison your sky with chemtrails. There are no black faces poisoning your food, you know? The cannibalism and shit like that, like, that's not even, you know, like, it's crazy, bro. It's really crazy that, like, your meat markets and your organ trafficking, it's not a bunch of black faces. Every time I see one of these busts going down with massive sex trafficking and children being trafficked, it's always a bunch of white faces, hundreds of white people. In the West Coast, where, you know, for years they portrayed black people as being welfare people. On the West Coast, it came out that there was, like, a whole entire, like, scheme of white people in the hundreds getting millions off of, you know, welfare and stuff by utilizing the system, which they were actually a part of as workers, you know? And I feel like every great scandal, every time there's, like, some major case and stuff, it's white oligarchy. When do you see black oligarchy, right? What black oligarchs are there? You know what I'm saying? I just be looking, bro, because to me, it's nonsense. It really makes no sense how black people are the most hated in the world, and yet all the atrocities that constantly go on in this place does not have a black face. There's no black face behind it. I feel like the world will be utterly destroyed, and they will go blaming black people till the day they die, and it'll be a white face holding the knife, stabbing them directly in the chest. It won't even be in the back. They'll die saying the N-word. You know? It's white faces robbing you. It's Jewish faces that control all your money and banking. It's most of why America's fucked up is because of white government, not black government, you know? Foreigners get to be here because of black government, you know? Because of things black people fought for and black policies instilled to assist black people, which black people didn't even majority use. DEI, you know, and shit like that was mostly used by white people. So all the time they've portrayed us as welfare queens and all types of shit, saying we needed a system to assist us and stuff like that. All the stuff that was in place to help us was majority used by white folks. Welfare, white folks. DEI, white women. You know? Foreigners have more leverage entering the country than black people do being born in the country. They hate black people, bro. And I always wonder about that. I'm like, how is it white people are blind to all the stuff they do? Why are Japanese people blind to the fact that they were bombed by white people? It wasn't black people. Black people have been joining wars against their will, getting drafted to fight in wars. The Civil War is a prime example of, like, how the Confederates had slaves fighting, you know, and promised them freedom, and they didn't even get their freedom. Like, bro, it's not real. It's not real. Being black on this planet is to be hated and loathed while doing none of the oppressing. And the people that oppress black people, you know, or the ones that black people oppress is black people. We don't even own the music industry. You know, we assist in oppressing each other in the music industry and degrading our own culture and stuff. But we don't even own that. That's Jewish owned. You know, we know that black people didn't bring crack in the community. How did they do it? You know what I'm saying? Like, it's so crazy to me that they go, oh, blacks live underneath a victim mentality, while white people genuinely have been doing that shit, like, forever, bro. Like, back to Emmett Till, and even now, like, you know, Chud the Builder and shit, provoking black people, has a whole fan base provoking black people, you know, underneath the guise of freedom of speech, that because they have freedom of speech, they have the ability to provoke. And should you ever decide to do anything, they know they can shoot you and they feel like they can be covered underneath the law. That's really the Chud the Builder case, you know? And You know, I don't wish anything bad on people. I definitely don't wish hell on people. But I do think that all the people who have been racist against black people, you know, when they finally make their exit, I hope they go meet their ancestors. I hope they do. I hope they meet their racist ancestors exactly where they at. Because they definitely weren't good people. And you can't justify and call yourself a good person with the immense hate, mischaracterization, and mistreatment of black people who have done nothing wrong to fucking anybody. Black people wrong black people more than they wrong anybody else because of how fucked up we are. You know? There's not a black kid going into a white church to kill a bunch of white people. There's not a black kid going into supermarkets targeting white people. This is shit that's actually happened to black people. You know? Nobody's stalking white people to ensure they're doing right in neighborhoods or doing right in stores. I seen a video of a dude entering like his apartment or his hotel or whatever. Yeah, or he had like a Ring doorbell. And there's a white lady who for sure would characterize herself as scared, literally snooping outside of his door, you know, just listening in to hear what it sounds like inside his apartment. Only black people get that treatment, bro. Only black people. And I do believe that, like, they fear, you know, these evil racist people fear the same treatment that they dish out to black people. And they're so scared, they think a race war is coming. I don't think black people are the problem. I think what's happening and what's going to happen is y'all are going to destroy yourselves, which is what's been happening. You know, all this shit, it's not black people. Black people aren't the cause. Black people haven't had any real fucking power in over 400 years. You know, I just think it's funny. And at the end of the day, I firmly do believe that, like, the demise of people will be their own freaking karma. There's a Bible verse where it's like, evil people run when there's nobody chasing them. That's what white people have been doing. They're not being chased by black people. Black people aren't coming after white people. They've been running for years because of the treatment that they've given to black people. And firmly, you know, I believe in God. Vengeance is the Lord's. But if you do believe in karma, the karmic debt that the world has built against black people will be the exact reason whatever happens to them. And black people won't even have to get involved. Forward through the infinite. Have a great day. A black man.